upper extremity issue that leaves him less than 100%. We think we have Nkosi gives us a chance to win. I think we all saw last Saturday the improvement in his game, and we're excited to get behind him, rally behind him, and find a way to beat a very well coached and tough-minded Virginia football team.
You guys talked all preseason about how much you liked him also. Just seeing him in the game, though, did that give you even more confidence, or was it kind of what you expected based on what you had seen in practice in the preseason?
It is, but you want to see it confirmed in the game. Even with Jaren's first start, you watch the way that they perform out here, and you see especially the improvement. And I think it's actually kind of cool that Nkosi gets a start against Virginia, because that was kind of the game last year where it kind of went backwards on him. And to have a chance to come in there and to lead our team at home, I think it's pretty exciting.
I know you said Saturday Jaren was able to, he could have gone back in if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those deals where it's like a pain tolerance issue with him, Manny, where maybe he tries to fight through it, and maybe you guys are just stepping in and saying, don't do it now?
I'd rather not get into the details of that, just for, player confidentiality standpoint. I just think it's just, again, Jaren threw last week, was clear to play, threw some on Sunday, but again, quarterback, it's like a wide receiver's got to run with his legs, and you got to have your upper body to throw the football. So, to me, we expect him, as we still said, he's day to day, but we just felt from our preparation we had to go with Nkosi.
Is Tate the backup for Jaren, or?
Yeah, Tate's taking some reps. Carson Proctor's taking some reps as well. So yeah, we've got different options to go to.
Manny, how's Nkosi grown since last year? I know you weren't really working with him last year, but he had his ups and downs. How has he grown both on and off the field?
Yeah, like you mentioned, I probably wouldn't know as much about the off the field stuff a year ago from my position. I think he certainly has matured. I think he's matured as a leader. What I have seen that I can for sure talk about is his development as a quarterback. His understanding of how to read coverages, how to be able to throw the ball to all sides of the field. And just some of the things that when pictures changed a year ago, and that would kind of get him. That now he's able to keep his eyes not on the rush, keep his eyes down the field, and go through his progression and find the open guy. There were some outstanding examples of that this past Saturday.
You obviously got more involved with the defense this week. I'm wondering how they sort of responded and what your feedback was from them.
I think it's been good. Again, they're unhappy with the performance on Saturday, so they want to be coached hard. They want to be held to an extraordinarily high standard, and that's what I've been able to do. It's been just getting back on that field and running around and chasing guys and getting after them, and again, I expect we'll play much better Friday than we did last Saturday.
Have you decided if you're going to call plays or even?
That's not something that we talk about publicly. Yeah.
Do you still view Jaren as QB1 for you guys?
Yeah, we've said all along that Jaren's our guy, but right now Nkosi's our starter.
Well, just for clarification, will he be available? Do you expect him to be available on Friday?
We're still, to me, he's still day to day. So really, we'll see. If you have a couple more days out, to define his role.
Is it kind of the same deal for him in practice today? Limited? Is that like how you would describe it?
I would say limited is a good way to describe it. Yes.
How important is it to keep the running game part of the offense? I know you said kind of forced you into the deeper passing game, but to keep that balance.
Of course, yeah. Running the ball is very important. Every week presents a different challenge in terms of the structure of the defense and how you want to attack them in the run game. Virginia is a very deliberate offense. Means that they're one of the tops in the nation in time of possession. They're very slow and methodical. So it will be a battle of possession. The teams that possess the ball, that have a chance to wear down the opposing defenses, I think will have a say in who wins on Friday.
They're a team that puts a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere 43 or 44% on dropbacks.
Yes.
What can you guys do, I guess, sort of counterbalance that maybe this week? I know you talked about max protection schemes and things like that. Is it just a matter of getting the ball out quick? What do you think the philosophy has to be?
It's all of the above. Yeah. There's certain times that you'll add more guys into protection. There's certain times you got to get the ball out quicker. The key is really the speed of thought of the quarterback. And again, they do a really nice job of changing coverage looks at the last minute. You expect to see this, and the last second, here comes a blitzer, and the coverage structure changes. But there's still always a movement key. There's still always a guy that you're reading that means throw it to this guy, to that guy, to that guy. So I think having the better understanding, I think that's probably the difference between Nkosi a year ago and Nkosi this year. Where last year that was probably too much, and Bronco Mendenhall has always done a great job of trying to confuse and get after quarterbacks. But now if you can say, okay, this is happening, I understand what's happening. Every coverage has an inherent weakness. There's something it can't cover, and get the ball to our guys' hands.
Manny,
Two
what
more
is
questions for Coach.
just availability? Tommy Kennedy, we haven't asked about him in a while. He's not dressing. What's kind of going on with him?
Just right now, he's not a factor in our 2 deep. Just the other guys that are ahead of him. So.
Has that been a little disappointing? I know when you guys got him in the transfer portal, you were a lot of excitement. But has it been a little disappointing? It hasn't worked out better for him?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the case. I mean, he was brought here to be a factor. But again, we all went through. Everything was measured, and we went through competitive drills throughout the springtime, throughout training camp, and and then you get in the season, and you got to roll on with the guys you got to roll on with.
And
Man, with your greater involvement in the defense, has there been a specific example, something you saw that needed to be addressed, anything like that, in the last couple of days?
I'm living in the gray areas, and what that means is that if there's anything where there's a young man who's got any confusion for whatever reason, okay, or isn't entirely sure of the reason why we do something and the why we do it, that's where I strike. Because that's where there's I was starting to hear, well, what's this, and here comes the gospel in terms of the why we do it and how we do it, and I think that's, again, all of that was coming from our coaches. I've mentioned over and over again, I don't think this was a coaching issue, but I think sometimes if you just don't have the right combination of guys defensively where you have great leadership internally, which for whatever reason this year we just haven't, and you don't ever know that till you get in the season, just until the guys play their roles and you see the way that the guys connect with each other and the leadership that they have. There's been a gap there for that this year that didn't exist really in the last 3 years. I got to jump into that gap, and that's really what I've done the last couple of days. Did you have something?
I was going to ask you, was there anybody else besides Jared that maybe was limited this week that you had, maybe coming off the? I don't think we asked you that after the Virginia Tech game. If there was anybody else who was kind of.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think I missed anybody. No, I think we've been pretty good.
Okay.
So, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you all so much.